Okay, school is in session. Come on in. The children walked through the door for the first time on January 2nd, 1904. And as they came in, as they entered the building, the first thing they would have done was to hang their coats on nails along the back wall. The girls had to hang their coats on one side, and the boys had to hang their coats on the other. Then they were probably, if it were wintertime, they were cold from their long walk to school, so they would stop at the stove, warm their hands. Some of the older boys had been here 2 hours earlier to put coal in the stove and light it, so that when the rest of the students come, the heat wouldn't all be up at the ceiling. It would have had time to lower a little bit. Then they would probably go to the bucket bench, and get a drink of water. Then they would take their seats, and we've tried to restore this side of the schoolhouse to look like it would have in its days as a teaching schoolhouse, with the old desk. A lot of these little furnishings have come from donations. The benches came out of Pennsylvania schoolhouses, one-room schoolhouses. Often they would set a bench in front of the seats, and like a certain group of kids that were reading at a certain level would come up to the bench for a lesson. We heard from the graduates that they did have the framed portraits of Abe and George, so I got those Currier and Ives copies on eBay, but I told the seller that we were putting them into the one-room schoolhouse. So they sent, just as bonuses, Ben Franklin flying his kite in the Boston Tea Party. The desk we did buy with some of the funds that were given to us. I wanted something very simple, not a big fancy schoolmaster's desk. Okay, the blackboard and the stage were two of the essentials of one-room schoolhouses. I don't know if it's because the teachers weren't that much older than the kids, or they wanted some authority, so they raised themselves, or if it was they had kids do a lot of recitations back then. So it gave the kids basically a platform to stand on to do their recitations. But we did have to put the platform back in, and fortunately the floor left a ghost of where the old one had been. We could see the old lines, so we knew how large it had to be. We actually had to gouge out some of the wallboard in order to install the blackboard because there were such huge bulges in the stone. The Maryland Historic Trust finally approved the bathroom with the understanding that it could not go all the way up to the ceiling. If it went all the way up to the ceiling, that was acting like it was original to the building. So by having it stop, it looks like kind of a warped inside of the building, which is the look they wanted. So we just put the wash tub and some books up there. And then the wall beneath them is the wall just showing some of the history of the building and the people who were instrumental along its way.